bear with me real quick. I went to a HBCU by the name of St. Augustine's College. And, I was in search of myself, And during my time was spent in St. Augustine's, I found out, my history. I went to this bookstore called, I think it was called a Blacknificent Bookstore. Yeah, it's not there anymore, located in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I read books like the autobiography of Malcolm X, what is Rastafarianism, and a lot of books, the Illuminati 666, Behold a Pale Horse, written by William Cooper. The list goes on of the amount of books that I read at that time. And I was really finding myself. And the Matrix movie wasn't out, so I didn't even know about the red pill and the blue pill. But I will say this, by me reading all of those books, it made me conscious. It made me aware of who and what I am, and also what's going to happen in the future. And I wish that, at times, it's two things that I wish, at times, that I could get back: my youth and my ignorance, because ignorance is truly bliss, for real. You know what I'm saying? I wish that day that I stepped inside that bookstore, I stepped out. You know what I'm saying? I took a step in and then a step out. Because now I can't, just close my eyes and act as though that I, don't know what's going to happen in the future, or I'm just unaware of things. I'm not conscious anymore. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward in around 2009, I caught another, finding myself moment, when I stepped away from the cult, Nubian Nation, dealing with Dr. Malachi York. And when I stepped away from that, I no longer, believed in Dr. York being a master teacher and him being from another planet called Planet Risk and all the rest of that stuff. When I stepped out, I started to blossom, with knowledge, like how I originally did when I was in college, so that was old news in 2000, around 2009, about Illuminati, New World Order, and, RFID chips, radio frequency identification chips, and all of that stuff. That was old news. I've had known about that stuff. Now in 2009, I had a meeting with the minds. That other mind was pretty Ricky. We would exchange information, and in us exchanging information, we, found out about transhumanism, the singularity, technological singularity, Ray Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil predicted it by 2045 that human beings will be merged in with computers. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, prior to that, our conversations on the phone, would be about, typical nigga shit. I'm not gonna even lie, like pussy, clothes, cars, and jewelry, money. And in 2009, that's all we talked about is singularity, transhumanism, technological singularity. We talked about Boeing and them having the first, robotic dog, one of the first robotic dogs. We talked about DARPA. We talked about, some of everything. And I'm gonna make sense of this, for real. I'm gonna make sense. Like, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I just wish that I was not my age. Not all the time, just sometimes. Because, straight up, I could foresee into the future based on the information that I've been learning throughout the course of the years. And it's like to see this generation. They're so hopeful and optimistic. And they truly feel that they're the voice of change. That this generation is going to be the generation that's going to take things for the better. But how can I put it to you? I just be straight up. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's just about how every generation thought. And I'm telling you, sooner than later, you will assimilate into this society. And whatever this society tells you, really to a certain extent, dictates for you to do, how you to be, how you supposed to be. how you supposed to walk, how you supposed to talk, how you supposed to think, what you supposed to have, what you don't supposed to have. And the reality of it is this generation is far more worse than, and I'm not talking about far as mind and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I mean, y'all are really vulnerable, a lot more vulnerable. You know, you definitely wear your feelings on your sleeves. You're a lot more emotional than than our generation. But I'm not talking about like y'all are stupid or some shit. I'm just saying that you all more like are living this type of slave type of caught in a box type situation because of social media. The thing that you would think that would free you is actually putting you in a box. That box called social media. And that when Ray Kurzweil was talking about human beings will be merged in with computers by 2045, that's not far-fetched. We're already on our tablet, our cell phones, our desktop computers all the time. We're already taking Instagram pictures, making YouTube videos, and looking at those YouTube videos all the time. Matter of fact, YouTube has to remind us how long we've been on YouTube. And at the end of the day, straight up, out of all my years on this planet, I can honestly say that this American dream that everybody hopes for, that everybody wishes to have, you know, the house, the picket fence, the dog, the cat, you know, the cars and the this and the that, has literally turned into an American nightmare. It has. And this generation, from this generation and on, really truly believes that what they're going through, what they're experiencing, is normal. Like, it's okay for you to sit in the house for long periods of time and be on your tablet, be on your phone, and not to go outside like we did. You know what I'm saying? Our moms kicked us out. When I was young, my moms kicked us out. And she said, yo, come back when the street lights come on. Come on. We ain't know about no Instagram and social media, any of that, TikTok and all of that stuff. We created our own dances. And we were outside, we had a big box, boom box, and we played, you know, hip hop or whatever have you. And we created our dances, and you know, we played basketball, we played football, hopscotch, all of that. Scully. The little girls jump rope. It would be abnormal. It would be unheard of if you were to tell us in the 90s and you know, the early 90s, in the near future, I'll say the late 80s, early 90s, in the near future, y'all ain't gonna be outside anymore. Y'all gonna be inside the house in front of a computer screen. It would be unheard of. Now that this virus, because I don't want to say the full name of it, you know, this virus is here. It's normal for everybody to be walking around with masks over their mouths. But had you told me that in 1995, I would have looked at you like you're crazy. But these are the things that we're experiencing now. And this is the reason why it is imperative that you listen to your elders, because they can tell you how it used to be in comparison to how it is now. And the reality of it is that I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to continue to say it so it can be stamped in your mind that the American dream has become the American nightmare. That plain and simple. See, let me tell you something real quick. I want you to look at this video, for real, 20 years from now. So right now it's 2022. Look at this video in 2042. Because you're gonna think what I'm about to say is just too far-fetched. But at the end of the day, humans, the elite, are truly into space colonization. And we don't factually know right now if anyone is living on Mars. But what I can tell you is I have somewhat of a idea that they are. You see, in 1987, they created these things called biospheres, right? The Biospheres 2. Look it up. Google it. And in the Biospheres, they were replicating the ocean reefs, agriculture, producing electricity. They were creating wetlands, savannas, fog deserts, all of that. And the reason why they were doing all of that is so they can be able to go to a planet like Mars that's, let me pronounce it right, uninhabitable. But they will go on that planet Mars and replicate the same thing that they did on the planet Earth. That's those biospheres. And inside of them, they literally were growing food. If you don't believe me, check it out in 1987. Biospheres 2. They're tearing up this planet as we speak. I read this about a year or two ago. How these motherfuckers are digging deep into the Earth's core. Like, why are you doing that? Look at the planet and look at our societies. It is taking a turn for the worse. You know, I used to be like geeked up and, you know, they introduced that to us, you know what I'm saying? I've been going to Whole Foods for years. Like I was going into Whole Foods in 1993. And back then, you know, Morningstar products were coming in. I'm making this relevant. Morningstar products started coming in, you know what I'm saying? The vegetarian shit, you know? So you don't have to, hey, you know what? You like beef? You like sausages and all the rest of that stuff? Sausage links or whatever? You don't have to eat meat to get that. We're gonna make it. Fast forward to 2022, they got the Impossible Burger. Damn Kentucky Fried Chicken has these Impossible Nuggets or whatever, that all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now the grocery stores are selling that shit. And they put in like, you know, using beet juice, because beet juice is I drink it. I drink it almost every day. It's very good for you. Cell regeneration. I mean, the nutrients is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? Cell rejuvenation, excuse me. But you put, you know, mix it in with that Frankenstein meat that they created inside, you know, their lab. That's really soy. That's genetically modified. You put that beet juice in it, it looks like it's blood. So then people start eating that because they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's more healthier for you, you know. And it tastes just like meat. It tastes good. And people don't even realize, like, really the real meat eaters, y'all are not really like concerned about like the meat as a whole. Like if you fry some chicken, ever try frying some chicken without the seasoning to it? It tastes like shit. So basically what real meat eaters are, just overall and specific people, you know what I'm saying? Just in general, excuse me, I'm sorry. People are more are addicted to the texture of their food and the taste, as far as the seasoning. That's it. So they season it just right, and they make that texture just right, so it gives off the illusion that you're eating meat, and then really you're not. And Bill Gates, you know, is buying up farmland. For real, throughout the whole United States. He's been doing that for years. And he said, as well as other people have said, you know, that motherfuckers tend to listen to, that we're running out of food. Why do you think that they're pushing this vegetarian shit? Like the Impossible Burger. Everybody has it. Dunkin' Donuts has a sausage burger or biscuit or whatever, and that's made by the same meat that an Impossible Burger has. And they're pushing that shit. Sooner than later, everybody will be vegetarians. Trust me when I say it. Or rather, you'll be eating fake fucking meat. This American dream has become an American nightmare. Everything is synthetic. We are entering into a new world, an artificial world, a synthetic world called the Metaverse. And they're pushing that shit. Automation. All your entry-level jobs, including your fast food restaurant jobs, will be taken away. And robots will be flipping fries and, flipping burgers and dumping the fries. We're not far away from that. And just when you think things are going to get better, it's going to take a turn for the worse. Straight up. We have opened Pandora's box. Now it's okay for a woman and a woman to be with each other, the man and the man to be with each other, and that's cool. Hey, I ain't here to judge you, but how far are we gonna go with it? Because I read, it was about 2 years ago, how a man married his own car. I just found out about pedosexuals, how they want to push this agenda where they're saying, how can you put an age on love? If I am in love, if I'm not saying me, I'm saying if I'm a single white woman that's 28, that's in love with a 7-year-old, I should have the right to marry that. America's dream has become America's nightmare. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna leave you with this. I wish I never took the red pill. In other words, I wish I never read a book. I wish I never was introduced to any of that information. Because now I know. And I can't take it back, and I can't take away all these years of information, experiences, and things that I've seen. I can't take that away either. That at the end of the day, being young and dumb is synonymous with one another. And really, ignorance is truly bliss. I can see a lot of y'all young people out there having fun, taking pictures, Instagram and all the rest of the shit, going to McDonald's and just having fun, not having a care in the world, not knowing. You see, I'm old enough to say this, that when I close my eyes, I've enjoyed my life, because most of my life was walking around without a mask. Most of my life was spent without being on a cell phone. We're not having to worry about how many people viewed my YouTube channel or liked my Instagram. Look at the damage that the internet has done. You know how many, there's some good to it, no lie. Information is key and it's spread across the world due to the internet. But then the negative side is, you know how many people have died off of internet beef? Or just like looking at a picture and saying I'm not good enough, and bow, blows themselves in the head. You know what I'm saying? Puts their head to bed, because they feel, they looked at a picture and they saw that this guy looked good, or this girl looked good, and they said in their mind, with their low self-esteem mind, I'm not good enough and I just want to take myself out, and they did it. Yo, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, but at the end of the day, it's just the truth. I'm not telling you to stop being optimistic and hopeful and all the rest of that shit. But yo, man, this is a plan. And with these elitists, these oligarchists, what they do is they plan for the future. So they got this shit already planned 20 years ahead of time. That plain and simple. So, listen, enjoy while you can. Other than that, the future is what it is, man. My name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. Peace.